Plebsy team is here. So you have 4.5 minutes. You can see the slides from there. Your slides are already on.
Hello all. Greetings from Plebsy Innovations. Our vision is to make ultrasound accessible to inaccessible regions of the country. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you look at the global data, one movement dies for every 2 minutes due to preventable causes during pregnancy. And if you look at the Indian data, only 24% of the Indian women undergo at least one ultrasound scan in their entire pregnancy cycle, whereas the recommendation is 4 to 5. Thereby, India is having the highest number of birth defects. And 60% of these birth defects can be detected and managed prenatally with ultrasound. So, not only with the pregnancy and birth defects, 80% of all the cancer cases can be screened early with the ultrasound. And this increases a 5-year survival rate from 20 to 90%. And not only the cancer and 2D echo scans, and even in case of road traffic accidents, traumas, ultrasound increases the time to diagnosis by 50%, thereby saving the golden hour. And not only the diagnosis, 27% of all the clinical cases like interventional radiology as well require ultrasound as a basic imaging modality. So if you look at the barriers of ultrasound, there are 20,000 practicing radiologists in the country, but only 13% of them are in the urban areas. What happened to the 66% of the rural population? On an average, Indian patients has to travel 45 kilometers to get the ultrasound scan done. The parity increases if we move from southern part to northeastern parts of the country. So all this is because of the requirement of physical presence of radiologists for the ultrasound. If you look at the other modalities like CT or MRI, X-ray, we don't need any physical presence, and radiologist can give a diagnosis. So we are solving the need for a technology which enables radiologists to perform ultrasound without being physically present on site, and also retaining the habit and feel how they are doing the scans. So if you look at the solution, there is a doctor station, somewhere he is sitting in Hyderabad, and the patient somewhere in any rural town like Karimnagar or Nizamabad within Telangana, and doctor will be able to control the ultrasound probe with the help of a robotic arm, and the same image will be relayed back in a real time with low latency and with a secure network layer. On the doctor side, there is a haptic curve pad which gives a unique touch feel to the doctor, and he will be able to do the basic ultrasound motions, and there are 2 displays for audio video feed as well as ultrasound feed. So on the patient, there is a 7-DOF robotic system placed, robot system which does rocking, tilting and rotation motions. The novelty in this thrilling manipulator is it doesn't change the plane of contact, which is a crucial requirement for ultrasound, and it is attached to a XYZ positioning system, and it is responsible for motion from one place to other. So the network required for this scan is 3 Mbps upload and download, whereas our recommendation is 10 Mbps, and with the help of broadband we experienced a latency of 130 milliseconds, and with 5G it's around 80 milliseconds. So our IP, our product can reach from thorax, pelvic, abdomen to varicose veins regions. True from head to toe control we have, and it can do additionally 2D echo scans as well, and it can do the lateral side scans as well for pregnant women and obese patients. Many slides. Okay. Fine. So, sorry, some slides are missing. So, I'll quickly take you through the market size as well as the business model. So, today we are looking at tele-operated ultrasound scans, but our vision is to automate the ultrasound scans. We'll deploy these to the rural centers. We'll collect the data. We'll do the automation from organ to organ, such as liver cirrhosis or 2D echo scans, and we'll do predictive diagnosis as well with the robotic systems. And if you look at the market size, The ultrasound service market in India itself is around 8,800 crores. And if you look at the targeted population with towns with less than 60K population, the market is around 1,096 crores. And the SOM will be around 700 crores. So we have three different business models. One is the FOCO model, franchise-owned company-operated model. For a small-scale diagnostic center, you bring in 50 lakhs and a space. We will give the entire radiology support as well as the robotic support and network infrastructure, and you will be able to do the scan.
That's okay. They'll ask some questions. So Sunash, please come here. Nagmani. So Bloom Ventures is blooming now, away from Hyderabad. Just, I think I have to have the honor. Please come. Nagmani, you please come. You give it. So, on the stage. Yeah. So, thanks to Bloom Ventures. Please claps. Thanks for coming all the way. We'll reach out to you again. Thanks. Yeah, sure. Yeah, questions please for the plebsy. Any questions? Renuka, plebsy, questions? अगर आप लोग नहीं पूछ.
Hello. So does this unit require a remote control system and all, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So is that also ready?
Yes, ma'am. The doctor side is also ready. So we are at the MVP stage and we are yet to go for safety certifications.
MVP stage. So
Yes.
it's not in the market yet?
Not, ma'am. We are in the pre-compliance stage.
Okay, what are the challenges you are facing? Because this looks, I know portable is a selling point, but there are various components to it, right? So what are the challenges you are facing to get the whole thing in place?
So the technical challenges we were facing was the embedded latencies, which we have already solved. So the technical part is sorted now. Challenges in the sense it's a regular part to go for the safety certifications. We are in that phase now, and the challenges with the latency also, which were already covered.
Okay, so what is the cost price
So the robotic
advantage?
system will cost around 12 lakhs selling price, and it is bundled with the ultrasound machine, which is a OEM, which will be around 10 lakhs. So the selling price would be between 20 to 22 lakhs.
How is this in comparison to the traditional ultrasound setup?
So the basic difference between traditional ultrasound and this is, on an average, the radiologist price per month is 3 lakhs in the city. If you look at the rural setup, it's 3x. So rural hospitals should pay 3x the price which they are getting in the city to attract the radiologists to their centers. But here, the capital cost is increased by 12 lakhs, but still there is no recurring cost. We'll be paying only per scan basis, and diagnostic center need not hire a full-time radiologist, and they'll be doing on a paper scan model.
So you are positioning more from the radiologist costing point of view,
Yes, ma'am.
in comparison to the technology?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Who's the next? Caldor.
Also welcoming Vaishali. Vaishali, please raise your hand. So Vaishali Neo here from India Partners. So please start.
Hi, hello all, great evening. So we are from Caldor Health Technologies, where we are a company which is focused to develop an ecosystem for developing in-clinic procedures. So, lights off.
Aniket.
Lights.
Lights. A little more.
I think the color has changed, not the lights. No, take your time, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Sure.
Dance or song, anything
If I
will
see
do.
a Raisa fans who is ready to like fund us, probably I'll do that, no props. So, okay, so we are a team of people who are engineers and doctors. We have started working on this because our co-founder Harisharan, who is trying to figure out the slides part there, has a problem of nasal congestion, right? So here people, if I just have to have rise of hands who struggle with breathing, right? You've seen your relatives, your family members, people who are struggling with able to breathe normally through their nose, right? So that's what we are trying to solve, and that's a particular condition called as deviated nasal septum, where there are studies which indicates that it's one of the primary reasons which causes a lot of problems like sinusitis, sleep apnea, and all the things like fatigue and even nasal blockage. Next. So what it is? Basically, it's very simple. We have a septum which separates our nostrils. If it is deviated to either one side, it significantly obstructs the nasal passage, which in turn can able to manifest a lot of anatomical deformations, and that's where you see people getting obstruction for 10 years, but they can't take it anymore, so they go for a surgery. So that's what generally happens in this condition. Next. So what are we trying to do here, right? So when we started talking about this to ENT clinics, what we started to really understand is there is a large set of people who needs to have a septal correction is not going for the procedure. So that is what our target opportunity is, and that in India itself, it's huge. About 1.2 crore people in India would want to go for septal correction, but only 4.5 lakhs are going, which is 1 out of 60 is only happening, where the 59 is our target opportunity that we are going after. And there is a pipeline of trend which we see also, where we take all home remedies, we use nasal decongestants, we use medications, and at the end we go to an ENT guy. And even he says the moment that you want to get into a surgery, we'll ask our relatives who gone through the procedure, and we say, I'm not going to do it. I'll probably die with this medication but not go for a surgery. But why? Next. So in nasal, the surgical procedures, there are two major factors. One is the nasal packing, where your nose will be completely stuffed for 2 days, and they will forcefully pull it out, where there will be a lot of blood coming out, and this is a very painful process. So for those reasons, they stick to medical management, and at this point, we understand there was a need to empower these doctors to help it treat better. So what do we do? Next. So we have a patented medical device called as Swasam. So this is a non-surgical treatment option which can be performed within the clinic, doesn't require an operation theatre. So the doctors now can able to treat the more patients, the 59 out of them which are not taking the procedure. And for the patients, it's going to give them a long-term relief. He's not going to use any more medications, and now it's also going to be painless for the procedure, and we envision a procedure where he can just walk out of the clinic and resume his day-to-day activities. Next. So this is a here quick demonstration of how our product works. So basically the doctor will have an endoscopic examination to understand the septal deviation, and they apply a local anesthesia, and he'll insert a balloon unit which in the septum is deviated, and he'll inflate it so that it pushes to the center, and then he'll insert the other balloon unit, and then he'll hold it for 15 to 20 minutes, and he'll apply a EMR, and he'll able to reshape the septal cartilage. So how do we do it is that we harness a science called electromechanical reshaping, which can able to reshape cartilages with minimum electric potential and mechanical stipulation. Next. So we have one global competitor called as Vivare, which uses a radio frequency technology to do the same sort of an effort we are trying to achieve, but we are differentiating by becoming even a lesser temperature procedure, which will even reduce the level of tissue damage that has been caused. Next. So we are a B2B business model where our focus is on clearly ENT hospitals and ENT clinics, and we have a one-time sale of a Swasam device and a recurring sale for every procedure. They have to use our balloon unit. Next. So we have three pricing models. One is the rental model where the ENT clinics can procure our medical device at a rent of rupees 1 lakh, and on top of it for every procedure they would pay 15,000 for the balloon unit. And for the hospitals where they generally have quite a amount of volume, they will say that they'll procure 100 units which cost about 15 lakhs per year for 3 years, and we'll give them the medical device for free. And we just have a one-time purchase model just to show them that we have a device which is worth of 5 lakhs. So, but our focus is going to be the pricing model and subscription, and as well as the one-time sale. Next. So we're starting with India, the largest population of the world, where about 4,700 odd ENT clinics and hospitals are available. Our focus is to get to the 724 of them, so that we can get to 100 crore ARR, and we want to achieve that in 4 years post our regulatory approval. Next. So this has been our journey. We started on December 2022. Onward, we were able to develop our own control unit. We were able to establish our safety, and we were able to also complete our MVP design. But right now, we are at a stage to do our MVP product development. We'll be completing in next 2 months. And onward, we wanted to secure the test license and want to get it to a level of human trials, where we are looking for partnerships with organizations like Cipla and other pharmaceutical companies and also medical device companies to become a strategic partner. Sure, sir. Next. So we have been recognized by the ecosystem. We have filed a patent and one is in process. We also have received letter of intents from leading medical institutions like AIMS Guwahati, Patna and Guwahati, and also we are the winners of NBEC 2022. Next. So our ask is for 1.6 crores, which will primarily help us to accelerate our process towards getting to a human trial testing in AIMS Jodhpur, where already our clinical advisor, Dr. Amit Goyal, is available for us. So we wanted to harness that partnership to do it, and we were able to take to the next level. Thank you. So as a last part, so as a company, we don't want to stick to one product, right? We identified that in nasal congestion is not an area where a lot of solutions are available. So we want to become the next Medfin or the next Practo for nasal congestions, where our focus is going to be narrower. Thank you.
Here is your ask. You already asked.
I already asked, sir.
Questions, please.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Couple of questions. One is, so you mentioned you're at MVP June 24.
Right.
So where exactly are you with the product readiness?
So basically, we are now trying to do the animal model trials with our things. So we have completed all the lab validations right now.
Okay.
So we had the balloon unit now in fabrication. So we want to test that out with an animal model to generate.
You've not yet started.
The animal model has not started yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So because
Okay.
we started about 1.5 years back, so we are in the process of now getting to it. But the funds is already available for that. We are
Right.
primarily raising it for the test license and the human trial testing.
And you've mentioned you have some LOIs, right?
Right.
Okay. From Hyderabad or?
So primarily we focused on getting some from private ENT clinics, private hospitals, and primarily we received a lot of interest from the government setting, because for them the surgery is costing about 3-4 hours of time, and also there are inflations are coming for them. So if this procedure can be integrated, they see that it's a very quick solution for them to offer. So we got a traction from their part of it.
And you mentioned in one of the slides a revenue of 13 lakhs 80,000 something. What was that? Since you're pre-rev right now, what was that amount?
13 lakhs.
There was a revenue figure that you'd mentioned. What was that?
So basically we have 3 pricing models. One is a subscription model.
No, not that. There was a slide before that where you'd mentioned a revenue number.
Okay, so in India we are starting now here, and we have about 4,700 odd hospitals.
Okay.
We want to acquire 724 ENT such hospitals. If we acquire them, our
That was your
annual-
projection.
That was our projection. So that's what we wanted to get into.
Interesting.
And we start with India, and we want to eventually get into the US and Europe. But we feel that here, since our sort of medical is aligned, we want to do it in India first.
Got it. And I think just one quick, question also around the device itself. How are you controlling the pressure? So you've mentioned that, the doctor inserts it, and how do you control that? I didn't see anything about that. And
Right.
and also, how much expertise is required to administer this? Is it a doctor level thing? Is it a nurse? Is it a, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that you asked that question. So there are products already available for different use cases for epistaxis of the nose, which uses a similar balloon, which is a mechanically operated balloon. There is no electronics involved in it. So the doctor along with his assistant will able to apply that necessary pressure. So that device is already there. We are not reinventing the whole thing. The unique IP that we are trying to do is that we are combining it with a small electric potential so that the cartilage can be reshaped. So that's what our IP is.
Interesting. And again, a doctor needs to do this. It's not
Yeah.
something that
No.
other people can be trained with,
Yeah,
right?
the ENT doctor has to be doing it. Under his supervision, it has to happen.
And there's constant feedback to understand how much pressure he's applying, what that's doing
Right.
to the septum. There's
Yeah.
continuous feedback, right?
Yeah, we
So
wanted
the
to
chances
integrate
of
those
this
sensors.
going like the other way, what are the chances of this going the other way?
The chances of this going other way in terms of the damage it's will probably going to cause.
Yeah.
So the epistaxis balloon, I think they have a safety limit already fixed, so it will not go beyond that. And for our septal corrections, we are not applying like the pressure which will basically cause any nerve damage also. It's under that pressure. So we are not going to harm the patient at any cost. But as you said, we have a system which will be able to measure the
Like a
pressure
fail-safe, got it.
outside the decision bowl.
Sure, thank you.
I'll keep it very quick. Two quick question. One, just an extension of what Vaishali asked. Do you foresee a certain level of training being imparted to the ENT surgeon before they can actually use
Right.
your device? Yes. Second, in terms of the lifetime of the procedure, the correction,
Right.
have you done any internal bench level validation study to identify that there won't be any reoccurrence of the deviation post surgery?
Right. So, in terms of the training part of it, there is going to be a level of training required for the ENT doctor to get familiarized with it. But as I told you earlier, that we are not trying to give them a new treatment procedure. They already use epistaxis balloon. We are just going to give them the other modality of these electrical potentials and how to control them. So we'll provide them a console. And since we have AIMS Jodhpur on board, we are going to conduct these workshops and awareness programs to these doctors, and we'll able to take it better. So that's where we said we need 4 years to get to a level of 724, because it happens very slowly every year.
And you mentioned that you would be conducting animal study. Do you think you can bypass it and maybe do it on a cadaver? That would...
Right, but
Do
the
you-
thing
do you
is,
think-
yeah, again, as you said, by doing a cadaveric testing, we might not able to get the safety studies, because it's a dead tissue already. So we cannot able to get the safety, and also, as you said, the relapse rate, like if the cartilage is going to come back or not. Yeah.
Yeah, Renuka, please solve.
Hi, very good presentation. I think you covered all the valid points. One question I have is regarding that swashing process itself. So is that process patented? Can that be, replicated? And what's the entry barrier here for someone to do what you're doing?
They basically cannot use the technology of electric current to reshape the cartilage. So that is the technology that is patented. A process of treating a patient cannot be patented in India, but in US it can be possible.
Okay.
So in US it can be possible to replicate.
US, they have like a couple of patents which are patented the procedure, but our core IP is that we don't want to do the procedure. We want to give it a device which a doctor can use it to sell it. So our IP is in the construction of the device, how uniquely we were able to reduce the tissue damage. So we were able to work with the electronics part of it, how the electrodes arrangements work. We were able to identify there's an optimized way of doing that, and that's where our IP is.
Okay, and you have secured the patent on that.
We have applied for a full patent specification, and
Okay.
we'll be having it maybe in a month or so.
What is your pricing model and how is it beneficial for the patient
Right.
in comparison to the other models?
I'm glad. So basically, right now, if you look at in India, the septoplasty starts anywhere about 30,000 and it goes up to 1 lakh. There's a range in for the cost of it. But if you look at the lower margin of the cost, the doctors only get 6,000, 20% as his surgeon fee. But in our procedure, the only cost that you probably have to pay is the balloon part of it, which is 15,000. So with our procedure, you'll earn more, but ours is a premium solution. So we are starting with this model of calculation, but if it ends up that our clinical results are so good and we'll be a premium to a conventional procedure, then our pricing even can go higher, because the patient will be willing to pay more, because there's no recovery or any harm involved. So we are waiting for the whole clinical validation to get done so that we can be concrete on that part. Right.
All right, thank you. They like crisp answers, sharp answers.
Yes, sir, but
So-
we are in a space where we can't do that much.
No, I know you are overwhelmed to see them, but it's good to have straight answers to them. But any other questions? Well, really brilliant presentation,
Thank you,
brilliant
thank you,
pitch. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks
so
a
much.
lot. Neuronix, your investor is here to crack the deal, so please come in.
Hi everyone, good evening. Presentation ready. My name is Praveen, I'm the founder and CEO of Neuronix Lab. At Neuronix, we are building 10 minutes diagnostic delivery platform. So, I graduated from IIT Delhi in mathematics and computing, and I always had the inclination to do something in healthcare. And that is wherein I joined Stanford India Biodesign to understand healthcare. And that is wherein I met my co-founder as well as I have advisors from AIMS and IIT Delhi. So having said that, so we roughly came across more than 300 problems that we identified in the clinical immersion that we had. So out of all those problems, diagnostic was one such area where we realized we actually can do something through technology. And so given the fact that there's a lot of people and processes involved today in even the most basic test, which is called the CBC, complete blood count. So next slide, please. So there's right from the collection of the blood, which is which you require a phlebotomist, then you basically require a lab technician, then you require a lab clinician, right? And it cannot happen in a primary setting. And this is one of the most fundamental tests that is being used across your healthcare system. So we thought if we can actually challenge that and bring down to a system in which you can actually do your test just like you do your blood sugar, right? Prick your finger, get the sample done in your small kit, and then it processes it less than 10 minutes. And that is what we have built at Neuronics. And it takes less than 10 minutes, which otherwise takes you at least in tier 2 and tier 3 cities as you go around. It will take you more than 24 hours for the same test. So the 4 fundamental technology to which we have basically, rather than venous blood, you can actually do it on a finger prick, is that we have a precision robotic system. Then you have a microfluidic cartridge. Then you have multispectral imaging that we do. And on top of it, we use AI. So we have, for the first time, what we have done is that we have actually separated the hardware and the software part of it, which essentially means that today if we are able to do CBC, the same platform can essentially be scaled to malaria, filaria, thalassemia, leukemia. And the underlying principle behind that is that anything which has to do with your morphology, cell structure can essentially be done on the same device. All you need is to change your cartridge. And I have kept some of the use cases, but this particular use cases can be also scaled to animal diagnostics, to your IVF, say, sperm analysis, and n number of other things in which morphology plays an important role. So one of the important aspect of this particular technology is that it's visual based. Just like you in your radiology, you get a film, right? You get an X-ray film so that the doctor can get it. But in blood, you just get numbers. You never get a visual evidence. In our case, what we are saying is that if we are able to give you, say if we are giving a nucleated RBC positive, we can actually give you images of that. So on the market side, we have a huge market for the CBC, just for the CBC alone, and roughly around $1 billion of market is what we are basically, is the serviceable operatable market. Next slide, please. So on the revenue model side, this will be a kit-based, so razor blade model, in which we will charge for the per cartridge, and the device will go either as a one-time cost or as a rental model. So on the unit economic side, the BOM of the device costs us 3 lakh rupees, and the kit is roughly costing us 10 rupees. So if you actually just do 20 tests per day at one particular center, which is on a very lower side, if you actually look at the number of tests CBC is being done, so the cost of the entire machine can be covered in 6 months. So our idea is to install it at 10,000 centers in next 5 years, and for which we can expect revenue between 700 to 800 CR. Our global competitive landscape, if you actually look at, there are very limited players who are actually doing something in the point of care CBC. One which is in Israel, SiteDX, who has already got the FDA. There are other couple of companies who are not exactly into the CBC, but into the peripheral, which is the 10 to 20% of the segment wherein the visual analysis of the smear are done. So what we are basically saying is that we are playing at a point wherein we are reducing the complexity as well as bringing the cost down. Yeah. So we have already got our IP covered. We have one patent granted. We have already done one scientific study, academic study at AIMS Delhi done. So we have already got the test license received. We are now in a process to get our manufacturing license. We are already in talks with some of the bigger distributors. So we were awarded some grants. Next slide, please. So we were Tech 30 startup in 2022. We are supported by AIC-CCMB. We are supported by AIMS, IIT Delhi, and Venture Center Pune. We last raised at a 4.25 CR at a valuation of 36 CR pre-money. We just closed our another bridge round of 4 CR to commercialize this particular technology. What we are basically looking forward is, I think there was one slide next to this, yeah. No, next. You can just skip this, yeah. So the idea was, the money that we raised was to build a core team for the technical team. Next slide, please. And we have built a team. So we are currently raising 3 CR because we spent 10,000 on the flight. So we thought we'll close this particular round with additional some funds. So this particular 3 CR will go into 100 installation once we have our commercialization, the factory license comes in, which will happen in after July. So thank you. Any other questions? Happy to answer.
Questions, please.
Today you have a complete blood picture.
Yeah.
Yes?
Can you please repeat?
Today you have CBP, right?
Yeah.
CBP testing, yeah, 10 minutes. And currently in the market it costs roughly around 120 rupees, the CBP test.
Yeah.
Are you saying that somebody will pay 100 cartridge plus some money for the hospital to make some money out of it?
So if you actually look at it, the cost to the lab is roughly between 30 to 40 rupees today. And that is just the cost of the reagent. Then extra cost, you have phlebotomist, your lab technician, and then lab clinician. That is an additional cost. And of course, the licensing part that goes, you cannot have a CBC machine at any facility without taking a license. What we are basically building is you do not have to take a license for that. So the cost to the patient comes anywhere between 250 rupees to maybe 600, 700 rupees. No, it's very less. It's 30 to 40 rupees. That's what I'm saying.
Second point is on the same platform, I'm interested in knowing what are the things in pipeline to build more models other than CBP.
So currently we are in talks with some of the institutes who are dealing with malaria, some of the institutes who are dealing with filaria, and that after that we also would like to go into more of like say thalassemia or leukemia based testing, which is basically done on the morphology based.
Okay, thank you.
So one is, why are you thinking of manufacturing these units, and why aren't you like subcontracting or contracting it?
Currently we would like to, at least for say first few 100 devices, we would like to do an assembly, and post that, because there is a lot of optimization that we believe when we actually do it in-house, there's a lot of processes that can be optimized. And that is what we intend to do in first few 100 devices. We want to optimize the entire process and then do maybe a contract manufacturing.
So what's the BOM cost today?
3 lakh rupees.
3 lakh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's say I'm a diagnostic center, I'm taking your device just for CBC or
Right.
CBP, right? But I'm doing other tests through whatever
Correct.
mechanisms I'm doing. So what's the advantage that I get?
So if you actually look at the entire market, so we have 1 lakh diagnostic centers, out of which you have 5,000 NABL, and basically someone who has in-house testing units and devices. Most of them are collection centers, but all of them aspire to at least do some of the testings themselves.
But that's what you're assuming, that I'll do only CBP as a patient,
Right.
and hence the requirement.
Right. So as I said, CBC is one of the most primary tests. And apart from that, anything that you do, you can actually outsource that to AD. At least for now, you can actually send samples just like you do today. But the idea here is that at any center which does have say 3-part differential, because so even in CBC you have 3 kind of machines. One is 3-part, 5-part and 7-part. we are giving you 7-part analysis at a cost of 3-part analysis, right? So, yeah.
And finally, what is the efficacy numbers?
So currently, out of 19 parameters that we would like to go for the entire CBC, 10 parameters have already been done for internal validation that we have completed, and it is 10% of deviation, which is by far WHO standard. It's okay. Because if you have a hemoglobin of say 10 and if you are basically giving it 10.5 or something like that, it should be okay.
Thanks.
Quick question. What sort of regulatory approvals do you have? Do you have any regulatory approvals?
So, just like any medical device, you require basically, so what we have done is we have got the test license, and after that we basically will, as we go along with AIMS Delhi and AIMS Jodhpur, we will do our clinical trials. The academic study has been done, but post-test license, the study has to be completed. Internal validation, we have done more than 1,000 samples till now. Yeah.
And also, do you have, is it a digital pathology that you're doing, or is it like a manual, the morphology?
So it's basically a small point of care device which has a kit in which the blood goes, and it basically digitizes your sample, and then you actually build analysis on top of it. So it kind of digitizes all your cell lines.
So you will have a cloud connectivity for a central collection center where they would actually analyze this? So, or do you have automated?
We are currently doing it, say, on cloud, but the same model can be scaled, to put it down on the device itself. So everything will be edge computed. It will not have to go back to the cloud and then do the
What's the time to market that you have? Like,
so we are looking forward to commercialize as soon as July this month. In coming 2 to 3 months.
With the regulatory approvals in the time, like the CDSCO and all those. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions? Yeah.
Do you have any manufacturing unit right now?
Manufacturing unit, so we have established in Gurgaon itself. Okay. So we can actually do 1 unit per day at our center, the current setup that we have today.
You said your ask is for 3 crore with 100 installations, right?
Yes.
Can you just elaborate about what are those 100 installations? What do you mean by that?
Can you please repeat?
You said 3 crore with 100 installations.
Yeah.
What are those 100 installations? What do you mean?
So basically what we're saying is that for 100 installations, for manufacturing 100 machines, given the BOM is 3 lakh rupees today,
okay.
Right? So you need a working capital of 3 CR in order to go forward with.
So it's more like a working capital.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple of quick questions here.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that your BOM currently is 3 lakhs. At scale, how much could you reduce it to?
We are very ambitious. We are looking forward to bring that below 50,000, but we are not promising it yet. But
at
essentially,
what scale? What would that number be?
Anywhere between above 1,000, we would be able to bring that cost to less than 50,000 rupees.
Interesting.
There's a lot of engineering that is already ongoing to actually bring, because the last time I spoke to Aditi, our cost was 10 lakh BOM roughly, which we have already reduced to 3 lakh rupees. And now we are basically pushing forward to bring the BOM to further 50,000, because as we understand, it's a volume game. Because one Trans Asia has roughly 10,000 installation of 3-part differential in the market, roughly doing 600 CR of revenue. What I believe is given the kind of solution that we are building, it can easily replace such kind of systems which are say 3-part or 5-part, given that one, it will be cost friendly, and second, you do not require any expertise in basically operating those devices.
Right. And you mentioned, of course, this is all visual, right? So what's your lens quality like?
So
and in comparison to the competitors?
Size.
So one, basically you can visually see and differentiate the cells, the granularity, the cellular structure.
But give me the number.
Nucleus.
Give me the number.
I'm really sorry. So that is something that we have basically with our own manufacturer. We are basically working on that particular.
Where are you right now?
Huh?
Where are you right now?
We are based in Gurgaon.
No, I meant where are you right now with the image quality of the lens and the stage of the project product.
Yeah.
readiness?
So in our product, with the lens that is built sort of with our sort of expertise, and with manufacturers' in-house capability of what they can actually build. We are not using standard objectives which are in the market. And for that reason, we have actually reduced the cost of 10 lakh to 3 lakh, because एक जो objective जो ओलंपस का आता है with high achromatic with all the aberrations, so it costs you 1.25 lakh.
Quick answers, please.
Yeah. And what's the product readiness like? Is it
So by
complete?
July we should be able to commercialize.
This July?
This
3
July.
months?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, please.
The 3 crore that you're raising, are you raising at the last valuation of 40 or?
So you are asking about the valuation?
Yes.
So we raised last at 36 CR pre-money. We just closed at 70 CR pre-money. And we are
Okay.
open to, I mean, at the same valuation or maybe more, if you could.
Okay.
Come-
And in terms of milestone achievement, what exactly do you plan to achieve once the 100 installations are done?
Post 100 installation. So our idea is to mainly think about, say, 1,000 installation, right? And for that we would require again some capital to scale it, and that is wherein there are VCs who are interested, who would like to take this, I mean, come along with us to take it from 100 to say 1,000 or 5,000. So the idea is mainly once we do that 100, one, we will establish the entire product line. The second, you also you understand which are the areas wherein this particular solution is actually accepted well, and then of course think about
Praveen.
scalability. Yeah.
Grab a beer, say cheers to Aditi,
Yes.
talk more, and also with other investors. Thank you so
Sure,
much.
sure.
All the best.
Thank you
Hare,
everyone.
please. So we have last 2 more. I request all the investors and jury to have some patience. And meanwhile, you can get your beers or drinks, I mean, any other drinks. Obront is our next startup. Syed, please come in. Where's your dad? You can come and sit here.
It's okay, we can just stand there. Hello, good evening. Hi, I'm Said from Obron Biotech. So we are a next generation qPCR technology company. Okay. So I'm Said from Obron Biotech. Yeah. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, we saw a boom in PCR infrastructure across the world, and that proved to be the golden standard of testing. But PCR still has a detection limit. As we could see during COVID, patients were probably weren't being detected early enough during the onset of the symptoms, or at the fag end of their symptoms, they weren't probably being detected closely enough. So RT-PCR, though still the golden standard, still has a sensitivity gap to be bridged. So the current gold standard of PCR detection, TACMAN and other methods, basically so any attempts to improve sensitivity leads to a drop in specificity. This is due to non-specific signal or noise. So our technology platform aims to reduce non-specific signal. This simultaneously increases specificity and sensitivity by improving the detection window and by improving the dynamic range. So next slide please. So PCR usually has 3 components. So the oligonucleotides or the probes and the primers is the secret sauce of our technology. The labeled ones and they are currently being made locally successfully. DNTPs and TAC are enzymes, that is the building blocks, and the enzymes will be made locally further later on. Currently, we felt the need we felt the need to be, because of really bad last mile logistics, we were forced to basically kind of start making this component in India itself. Currently, nobody makes this particular kind of oligos in India. Next. So we undertook a clinical sample study of 70 samples in a local government hospital here in Hyderabad. And as you can see, we were able to achieve 1,500 plus basis points jumps in sensitivity, which we were basically using both the assays. I might mention TACMAN, Libra is what we call our assay. Both were made locally so as to basically to not bias the comparison, but then we were still able to detect 5 more positive samples than the current gold standard, and we were actually able to detect 8 more positive samples than what the current hospital PCR setup is. This is again done using all India made reagents. Go ahead, next slide please. So the opportunity is basically PCR has multiple applications. The big the big applications, obviously molecular diagnostics, and we'll have with an increased focus on infectious disease diagnostics on diseases like hepatitis B, C, HB, TB, HIV, HPV. As you can see, molecular diagnostics is the most regulated industry, while forensics, agriculture, food safety are semi-regulated industries. While drug development, contract research, environment, and clinical studies are non-regulated industries with PCR applications. Next slide, please. So where our market positioning for this is going to be is we plan to price, though our technology differentiation is higher than what the current gold standard of Roche and Thermo Fisher, we will be pricing ourselves below Thermo Fisher or Roche and between our QIAGEN. But then higher than what probably like a local manufacturer is. Our technology can also be extended to dPCR, and similarly, we will be able to offer a lower price than dPCR just because of the higher dynamic range and the sensitivity of there. What's our value proposition? Our value proposition is for any PCR assay across any application, we will be the next generation best in class applications. Your more accurate diagnosis, your more accurate clinical outcomes. As you said, because it's a more sensitive technology, we will be able to enable early detection of disease. And more importantly, across workflows, there won't be any change in the technician's workflow, be it in the hospital, diagnostics chains, or any setup. Next slide. So we have IP filed already in US, Europe, and Japan. National filing which is completed 3 months back. PCT has been filed. We are filing the next patent right now. The global PCR market for reagents is around a 9 billion market. The US PCR market is around 3.6 billion. And with the concentration of clinical diagnosis is a $4 billion worldwide market. So right now where we are, we've finished a proof of concept. We have basically completed our clinical samples validation studies, and where we have our MVP for hepatitis B already ready, and you can see the efficacy results. What our next plan for go-to-market is basically to launch our products in the unregulated space, then apply for regulatory clearances in the clinical space, and then launch them, and then eventually if we have more and more traction, then go launch in newer markets. Our team, basically I'm from a BITS graduate with a background in marketing and analytics, early employee Swiggy. I work with my father. He is one of the, with almost 3+ decades of experience in the PCR field. He also has a patent in the field, has developed assays, has developed reagents, all the multiple raw materials, and so on. So we are the recipient of the 50 lakh BIG grant. The IP and the proof of concepts have been self-born. And we are currently, because we are still pre-revenue, we are looking forward to most connects and all, and obviously looking forward to more questions. Thank you.
Basic one, how much are you raising right now?
We are still figuring that out. I was just saying, but then we're happy to connect most with people.
Sure.
Because the thing is, again, depends on the traction, how many of basically how much we want to do of the next milestone. We have our MVP ready. So it's a platform technology, and it's not necessarily products, standalone products itself. But the idea is that we basically start off with the non-regulated products in contract research and drug development, which don't require any regulatory clearances, get some traction. And once we have our first 1 or 2 paying customers interested, then we come back to larger, more and more investors and so on.
2 quick questions. One, what is your pricing strategy?
Yeah.
And second, how competitive are you going to be in terms of, the foreign players? We have the PCR platforms available.
Competitive in terms of technology or price?
Price,
as I said, right, we plan to basically, because this is good superior technology, in that this is best in the class PCR positioning, we'll be positioning ourselves below Thermo Fisher and Roche, which are the gold standard companies in this field, and slightly above a company in QIAGEN, which also has a fairly large market share. So that's where we're going to be.
Okay.
How old are you guys?
What?
When did you set up?
We set up in around October 2022. We picked up the BIG grant in August 22. We've been incubated in Atal Incubation Center for over a year. So we managed to get these things in like a year.
Sure. No, I asked because you don't have a website yet, right? So I was wondering if you all are very new. 2 years.
No, but we just basically not set up. And the thing is, we have, since this is fairly proprietary technology, larger things. We have been trying to be in a bit low scale, and only now that we've got results as the ones we're showing, now that we're evangelizing the technology and talking about ourselves.
And where are you with the product readiness? I didn't see the timelines. I know you mentioned that, you're
The product
almost...
readiness, as I said, right, we are a technology platform. The technology platform is probably 70-82% there. There's further scope for improvement. Any product development will take, any assays will probably take about 2 months to build out, but that's the average period. And since we're manufacturing capabilities, once we have an assay developed, we should be able to get it out in hardly any time.
So what are you looking at in terms of timelines right now?
Right now is probably in the next 3 to 4 months, we basically get some tractions with our first contract research companies, raise some initial funds, and then basically go ahead and then apply for regulatory clearances for our first 4 products in the clinical space. We already completed hepatitis B,
Right.
hepatitis C, TB, and HIV.
Right. Thanks.
Question.
In terms of your technology, your TACMan competitor, so your enzyme is your secret sauce, right?
No,
And then oligos.
like the primer and the probe, which you can think
Both
of
of
as like a chemical sensor.
So your primers are designed better, or what is it?
Yeah, the
So-
primers
or-
are designed in a different way.
And then what about the enzyme? The
The enzyme
also is
and the other building blocks stay the same.
And so you have a patent on that? You file for patents?
Yes, we
I
file
saw.
patents in there. So the patent is on the oligo design or the primer probe design, the
So
chemical
you'll have
sensor.
to file a patent for every oligo that you're going to design for?
No. This is basically, that's how the current gold standard one is also set up. I was mentioning TACMan, TACPAD. They filed the patent about 30 years back about the platform tech. And using this platform tech, you basically keep launching oligos and so on. In particular, in some segments, if you're able to show particularly great efficacy, then the patent opens up.
So are these like room temperature ones, or is it
No,
like
this basically are qPCR and dPCR, which is basically your hospitals and diagnostics chains, lab-based and so on. But we also have digital PCR machines, which are currently used in like rural point of care. So this technology can also be extended to that. Like a mole biosystem can basically extend it as
your
well.
go-to-market would be to work with the existing distributors? How are you going to work?
Our go-to-market is going to be, is to basically tie up with a strategic partner in the space based on the strength of our technology, and while also we basically generating revenue through the unregulated space, through launching kits in the contract and R&D space.
I hope you're not looking at acquisition as your potential exit.
Sorry?
I hope you're not looking at potential acquisition as your exit, and then you're going to...
It's far away. I mean, if that's on the horizon, it's far. I mean, because the thing is, we have also set up like an Indian supply chain. So, I mean, so that the game you want to probably play in this match is also long term.
I think thank you so much, Saeed.
Thank you.
And we look forward to you networking with the investors, angels. So today, right now, we have the last pitch, enzymes. So, Shankar. Enzyme. This one is not on the list. This is what we call a wild card. So this one is not on the list. Very interesting. I hope you give it a good listen. Go ahead.
Hello everyone. I am Sankara Kola, co-founder, Enzyme Solutions Private Limited. It is okay. Next slide. It is a protein engineering company. We design the proteins for improving properties, for designing protein therapeutics and enzymes. Next. We have a proprietary technology called mass spectrometry assisted in vitro evolution technology. By using this technology, we can improve the proteins with improved properties like protease resistance, thermostability, and aggregation such kind. So, this technology we have developed in my PhD during CCMB. By using this technology, we developed some growth factors with a longer half-life. By using these growth factors, we are able to make wound healing products and also serum-free formulations for artificial meat and also stem cell culture. So this is our team. I am Sankara Kola. I did my MTech from IIT Kharagpur and PhD from CCMB. And Dr. Amulya Rao Garu, co-founder, and we have 4 members team. They have good domain knowledge. Next. Coming to the market, target marketing, mostly our growth factors, we wanted to develop wound healing patches and ointments. It has a big market value, huge market value. According to Grandview Research, it is 26 billion by 2026. In India, it is nearly $1 billion. So, in our company, we have developed different enzymes and growth factors for different purposes. Our main go-to target strategy, our main business plan is B2B and B2C. We will help academics, companies, pharmaceutical companies to solve their protein problems, and we got some grants. By using that grant money, we have developed some growth factors and also some improved engines. We wanted to give them as a technology transfer, and also we will out-licensing our technology to develop wound healing products. Why? Because this wound healing area is very huge. At least nowadays, since 20 years, everybody are doing same way, like they are using antibiotics and some collagen-like substrates for maintaining the moisture. There is no novelties so far. So this technology, by using the growth factor, that will give the novelty to the wound healing products. Okay. So where this growth factor is helpful, like in wounds, naturally growth factors are there, but in the wound environment, some proteases are there that degrades the growth factors, that slow up the healing process. But our growth factors are more stable. It can withstand the our body proteases. How much stable it is? Like in this human serum, natural growth factors are degrading in 15 minutes, but our growth factors are stable more than 6 hours. That
Shankar,
is
thank you for the nice explanation on the technology. Just quickly ask how much money you want.
Yeah. So far we got 4 grants. We are able to accumulate nearly 1 crore. We spend that money wisely. We developed all protocols, everything, and also in this 1.5 years after starting our company, we are able to develop 3 products towards the patent filing. So we need 1 crore rupee for next 1 year to take these products into the market. And also in the for the 4 years, we are expecting at least 4 crores.
You can a little closer. Yeah.
Okay. To improve our expertise, and also doing some preclinical and clinical studies of these growth factors.
Great. Thank you. Questions from the jury, the panel members?
శంకర్ గారు, వాట్ ఈస్ ద కరెంట్ స్టేజ్ అండి? ఇప్పుడు అంటే ఏ స్టేజ్లో ఉంది మీ ప్రొడక్ట్?
Current stage means we have lot of products, projects, mainly in this growth factor area. We made 8 natural growth factors. Among the 8 natural growth factors, we made 3 growth factors are more robust. Okay, those things we already making some hydrogel containing wound healing products like transdermal patches. We are in preclinical studies.
సో ఇప్పుడు మీకు యూ నీడ్ 1 crore, రైట్?
What's it?
యూ ఆర్ లుకింగ్ ఫర్ 1 crore. At any valuation, any valuation ఏం చేస్తారా?
We already did valuation, but yeah, for next 1 year we need that money to
develop the
achieve our
product.
goals, sir. Yeah.
ఎక్సలెంట్ ప్రొడక్ట్ అయితే ఎక్సలెంట్ అండి. ఒకసారి హీ నీడ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ మోర్ అబౌట్ ప్రొడక్ట్ అండ్ అదర్ ఫైనాన్షియల్స్. ఐ థింక్
Thank you, sir.
ఆల్ ద బెస్ట్.
Thank you, sir.
Who are your target customers?
Our target customers are like, right now we don't have any experience in the market. So we wanted to make different products like wound healing products. We wanted to sell that technology to the already existing companies.
Just name one or two if you have any in mind.
Just tell me the broad, is it pharmaceutical companies? What segment of pharmaceutical companies? Just like a broad sort of understanding of your target market.
It is like, it is related to pharma company who they are making ointments for wounds. Like,
okay, sure. Thank you.
So like some of the factors or some of the components that related to pharma companies, that's what I think you are. Any other questions?
I think their USP is...
So thank you so much, Shankar. Well done. All the best. Yeah, I think with this we ended about 11 presentations, and thanks to all the jury members and investors, angels here. We got a lot of angels today. So now I just want to invite Dr. Madhu to be on this ramp. It's a very different stage, so we have to call it as ramp, startup ramp, I can say. So Dr. Madhu will be...
I don't think it's a ramp, it's a runway.
Okay, runway. Runway to... Yeah, that's a very good one.
Propellant, runway.
Yeah, so we'll call each one of the jury come investors here so that they can tell about the experience and also the best deals that they're going to announce. So first I'll start with the senior most and also having a different experience in this game, Uday sir. So please come in. So please mention your affiliation and the past deals or investment experience, or at least the propositions that you had in your mind. Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Basically, we focus on healthcare, coupled with technology a lot, and we do ourselves some of the innovations, and some of the areas we invest. Like we invested in Bionic Arms, which is one of the company which produces Bionic Arms. In fact, they sell it to Ukraine a lot. Ukraine is having war torn, and that's one area. And we also invest in hospital areas. Thank you very much. Okay. And so it's a great thing. Thank you very much for inviting us. We found some exciting things here, and we marked them here. I will not announce anything, no surprise announcements, because we need to go behind the what is presented to us. We will check it up, and based on that, we will be choosing some, and we will be taking forward. Thank you very much.
So small, yeah.
It's Global Innovation Hub.
So I request Dr. Madhu to hand over a small token of remembrance.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
And I request, yeah, of course, Ajay, please come in from Silver Needles. So,
there's so many needles. There's no S there. Hey, thanks for the invite. I think it was great sessions, good pitch. I think you had curated them very well, so they had made the right request, etc. Coming from a biotech space, I think the pitches were great, so I like that. Some of the startups were interesting and we'll definitely look at them. Silver Needle is not predominantly focused on biotech, but we would like to get there, so I think we'll look at a couple. As Uday mentioned, I wouldn't name any here. It's obviously a fund that will take its own course, but happy with what we saw today, and I think very enriching. Thanks, Amji.
So one or two are there already in your mind. So thanks. I mean, I can take it so positive way.
Yeah.
So thanks, Ajay.
Sure.
And bringing Renuka also. because I called, but she's busy, but when you call, she came. Just one photo. You have taken the photo? आपके साथ चाहिए. So please come in. No, I want you to say a few words. You have to. Yeah, so I want to see I want to see two Nalams on the same. No, he's from Polvaram. Nearby. So.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation. I am from Global Innovation Hub and Silver Needle, so most of the points they covered, and some few interesting pictures are there, which we will discuss later. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here, and Dr. Madhu. Satyanarayana Reddy garu, please.
Good evening, everyone. I think all the 11 pitches are wonderful, Andy. Everyone is all the founders, they're very vibrant, young, energetic, and I've seen a lot of passion among them. Basically, I run a company called as Finamics Capital. I'm an investment banker. We have super HNIs and ultra HNIs. I manage a portfolio of around 5,000 crore AUM, and we do a lot of debt syndication for mid and large corporates. And we also do a lot of IPO services for mid and large corporates. I have two portfolios in my mind. I'll get back to you, Ramji Garu, maybe a week.
Great, thank you so much. That's a great positive vibes that you create in our startups. Claps again. Thank you. So, Vivek. So Vivek is, kind of wearing all sorts of hats, and coach, mentor, investor, whatnot. Writer, nice articles. You can't even. So don't miss his articles.
When you start losing hair, you have to wear multiple hats just to press. So good evening, and I think congratulations to CCMB, because I think very diverse set of portfolio that we saw, and obviously great work happening there. I'm not someone who's actively investing right now, but there are a couple of exciting ones, and my job more as an enabler is to see what can be done to help some of them, and I'll kind of pursue that separately with you, Ramji. So congratulations, and
thank you. Thank you so much, Vivek. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, Zaran. So thanks that you make it. I asked Srini, but he's not well, but he already assigned a job to you to be here. Thanks a lot for coming. Please.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not Srini, but from Biome, what we do is we partner with exceptional entrepreneurs such as you, and we help build businesses and invest in them. Special congratulations to all the entrepreneurs, because I know how hard it is to communicate biotech to a bunch of people that might not necessarily be biotech investors, and I think everyone put in a lot of effort, so thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for being here. Yeah, Neeta, you can come. So Neeta, I think most of you know earlier Science and then India Partners and many other roles that you played. I think, please.
So it's heartening to see, as a scientist turned investor, to see a lot of faces and really see the science evolve over time. So it's really heartening to see, as a scientist, many of you have also turned into entrepreneurs and making commercialized products. So it's really nice to see how the ecosystem has also evolved. And I've known both Ramji and Madhu for a very, very long time. So very nice to be here, and thank you.
Thanks a lot for being here, Neeta. Yeah, thank you so much. And Renika, please. The engagement that we had pre-COVID times from Novartis Biome, and then having conversations with our startups. So your today's experience and all, please.
Yeah, first of all, I think amazing work being done here. And me coming from a technology background and also working in healthcare space, I understand how relevant some of the work you are doing is. And it's an extremely difficult space as well compared to purely tech-based startups, right?
You can't escape again, I'm just telling. With those words, please.
But I think definitely, I'm representing the fund, Silver Needle Ventures, and as Ajay mentioned, we'll definitely see how we want to get into this space in future. Only one feedback I would give to all is that I think being in this space, I think most of the times you pitch for grants or some of the CSR fund money, etc. The way you approach pitching is kind of different when you come to the investors, but because what they see is more from not only the social impact, but how commercially viable, scalable, and I think those are the aspects you look, and ROI, right? I think those are the elements some were missing. I thought I'll share that feedback. It will help you all. And very nice to be here, and truly enjoyed listening to all the pitches. Thank you so much.
That's a great advice, because they have to come slightly out of the typical grants line, and that's where today's platform is very much important. Thanks a lot, Renika. So, Vaishali, Kulwant, you also can join, though you're from our IP side, that's also very much important, the deep tech sectors. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ramji, for inviting me here. And as I said, I represent Temple's Law Associates and here to support the startup ecosystem. Thank you so much.
So, Vaishali, please. No. She has two blocks, the other side and this side. That's why I'm just calling from,
To meet you again. So I really enjoyed the pitches that I did catch. It's always a joy to listen to the startups that CCMB presents. Been part of several before that he's roped me in for. I just want to say I was particularly happy about the last one that came, Enzyme. It was a surprise. And, I was very happy that, he made an effort. He pitched, especially right at the end when, nobody's expecting. He's literally the last entrepreneur between us and food. And he had the confidence to come and pitch. And he was the only one, at least in the pitches I saw, who didn't look at the slides at all. He just spoke. So I really appreciated that. Thank you for making the effort. So I just want to say all the very best. I'm currently representing India Partners. Working with, I'm sure all of you have heard, one of the first early stage VCs which invest in life sciences.
Yes.
Before this, I've been an entrepreneur myself for 10 years, not at all related to healthcare, but deep tech. We were doing extended reality, AR/VR in 2011, donkey's years before it became, so popular. So obviously you can understand how that story went, crashed and burnt, 10 years. And then after that, I actually ended up getting therapy by working in an NGO. So 1 year I worked for social good, tech for impact, and now of course trying to help the ecosystem from my perspective, from my experiences, from my failures, trying to tell startups what not to do, because I have plenty of that experience from this side of the table. So very happy to see the ecosystem here today. I myself was actually in Hyderabad. And the Hyderabad from 15 years ago is very different from the Hyderabad today. So really, really happy how much progress we've made, that incubators like CCMB exist to help. All of these amazing investors here exist to help startups. The kind of grants that everybody is getting, it's incredible. So, very happy to be here, very happy to support, and, and lovely to connect with all of you. So thank you for having me here.
Thanks a lot. In fact, I can say Vaishali is behind us, send nice pitch decks. She's very hungry, and we kind of involved her in HDFC Parivartan round 2 screenings, and she closely monitored them, and we picked 3 of the startups for the funding, and a lot more, I guess. So thank you so much, Vaishali, for being here.
Thank you. Can I just say I really appreciate how sustainable this is. Thank you.
Yes, there is a big story that we'll discuss now about our Jangli Ideathon. So we are having an ideathon soon. Anyway, so yeah, please, Aditi, you can come. So there's some checks maybe inside. Checks? No. You already talked to all of them, I think, from BioAngels. Go ahead, Mike.
Hi everyone, I'm Aditi from Indian Angel Network and I'm leading a biotech sector focused initiative called BioAngels, which is in partnership with BioRack. So we're trying to angel invest in early stage life sciences startups, and thank you Madhu sir and Ramji for having me here. Some of the startups did really well, clearly stating out their ask, their roadmap, their financial projections, etc. But of course, there is a lot of work which is needed to be done for the remaining startups. And I'm really glad that we could actually have this kind of a mixer event especially for life sciences founders and the investors, because I mean, all the events that I've attended in the past, all of them are sector agnostic, and we poor life sciences founders and investors are, trying to find our own niche space. So great job, the whole AIC-CCMB team. And in terms of couple of suggestions to the founder, it would be great if you, as Dr. Renuka mentioned, as an investor, we of course invest in the team, we bet a lot on the founders, but we are also trying to assess the financial growth trajectory of your startup. So it would be great if you could actually couple your financial revenue projections with the company roadmap, and you're able to sell a growth story from your pitch deck. So that's all for tonight. Would be happy to connect.
Thank you so much, Aditi.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.
So although we missed Vikrant, because at least he came and meet some of us. So Surya, please come in, because he's a keen listener, but actually very sharp to actually crack the deals. So I think Surya is going to announce soon the best ones.
This is Surya Chatterjee. I'm representing Succeed Ventures. So coming from a biotech research background, so I had a wonderful time looking at the wonderful startups, especially biotech and medtech space. So thanks for having me, and to end on a lighter note, to all those founders who are looking for a fund, I'm just one call away. You can just have my number and we can just fix a meeting and just take this forward. Yeah, thanks.
Great, thank you so much. Thanks for coming here. Just, because some of the startups, they have meetings, they always go for the next round of investment meetings, and also I call one after the other who pitched quickly so that Dr. Madhu can hand over the certificates as well. And maybe I request all the investors also to be here on the, what do you call runway, right? So please come onto the stage, join quickly. We try to actually encourage them with our certificate distributions. Yeah, Startoons. No, you'll be there. One of them can give the certificate. So you please stand behind the mic area.
We are rock solid standing behind the startups.
So Startoons is here, and certificates, Aniket, yeah, you can give it to him. You be on the stage. Oh, Aniket is the guy along with Ritika who identified this place and make this happen. Please, big round of applause to them. Hey, come on to the stage. And also Startoons, all the best, man. So you're going to hear soon, maybe in 2-3 days from the investors. Not you, maybe any of you or all of you. So congratulations, take care. Thank you. So small token from us. Ritika, you can do. Next, whoever is there, you give it to him. Yeah. So 30M Genomics. So all startups, please come near to the stage so that we can grab our beers quickly after this. So, come. Why do you hesitate? You should be showstopper for your 30MG. Yes. So. Little closer. Yeah, thank you. You give together. So, yeah, thank you. Semantic web, please. You give it together. Yeah, please. Neuronics, congratulations. All the best. Praveen. And next one. Obront. Hey, Papa ko bula. Sir, please come on. Come.
I'm not going to give it to you.
So actually, Dr. Amirul is the man behind the idea and everything, and Syed is the great pitch performer. So, thank you. So, Bryota, Aditi. Good luck, Aditi, and thanks for coming. No claps, please. Past sense, Preeti. Congratulations, all the best. And Caldor team is here. So, bad omission. All the best. Biodimensions, Ranjit. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yes. Who? So, Lepsy. Yes. Shankar, me madam, so next enzymes team, Shankar. పర్లేదు మేడం రండి. ఎంజైమ్స్ టీమ్ కమ్. శంకర్ మీరు కూడా. మేడం యూ హ్యావ్ టు కమ్ ఆన్ ద ర్యాంప్ యూ కెన్ యూజ్. సో షీ ఈజ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద Vivek, one of the team members and co-founders, Madam Amulya Garu. Yeah. Come, you come on to the stage. Right, thank you so much, and thanks to all the jury members, and just
one request. All the founders and investors, one very quick group photo.
Photo हो नहीं पाएगा शायद, but
quickly. Just
okay, quickly, please come. All the
dinner is already served, so
please come on to the stage along with the jury. Please, Aditi, please come on to the stage. Yeah, we can try to adjust. Please come.
AIC team, can I request you guys to come?
Yeah.
Some of you all who are younger can kneel, probably.
Yeah. Those who can kneel. Come. మీరు మనం అడ్జస్ట్ అయిపోదాం ఎక్కడైనా సార్. Tall guys can, tall. No, आप लोग पीछे जाइए. अरे startups can kneel down if you are giving money. Even I can kneel down. Come on. Thank you all, and grab your drinks and snacks. So, big round of applause to all the participants today. Tonight, I can say, and have great time. We'll catch up again. Interact with the investors who are here, and try to actually answer those questions we couldn't answer on the ramp. So now I request as a last round of wonderful words from our CEO, Dr. Madhu, what he has seen in the past 2 to 3 hours, and what is that he is requesting on behalf of the startups. So Dr. Madhu.
Let them come.
I need to go. Thank you so much for coming.
Most welcome.
And hope we'll see you more in person.
If I could add some value, that was the thing.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The founders who have just presented, MyStartupTV is here and they would like to take a quick bite from all of y'all. So if you could come near the stage, that will be great. After Dr. Madhu's speech.
Good evening. I just want to draw your attention to the bag that we gave you, the image on that. It's an elephant on it. I just want to bring your attention with one of the activities we are doing now, where we are running an ideathon that closes on 30th of this month. We are very serious into wildlife conservation besides what we do. What we want, this ideathon is about bringing technology solutions in wildlife conservation, whether it is AI or some kind of any kind of warning systems and things like that. Whatever people may have, it is in our website, all the details. Anybody who has how to prevent poaching or using acoustic methods to prevent any wildlife crimes, or how to reduce the wildlife, wildfires, or how to maintain digital fences to reduce human-animal conflict. These are the kind of things we put up there, and I'll really request you to spread it among your, group of friends. If they are interested in putting up, it is just an ideathon where we give some money to the best awardees. We have a lot of wildlife conservation people as judges for it, and we really want this kind of activity to go around because technology has gone up so much, and it's important to use these things in, which is very important in wildlife conservation. We ourselves do a lot, but that is something more on a molecular biology. We try to come up with technologies where we prevent contamination in very, say for example, pashmina shawls. Pashmina is a very expensive shawl, and then there's a lot of adulteration. We developed methods to prevent that kind of a thing. So I thought I'll just give you a flavor of things that we do, so that, at least this one, if you can take it forward and ask people to participate, it'll be a great help. But having said that, I thank each one of you for taking time and really encouraging us to do what we are doing. And 6 years ago when I started, I was a scientist for 30 years. And I feel very bad. I travel a lot in the world. But I see the kind of... We have something much deeper and much better. But somehow the process that needs is not very well established in this country. I'm sure you are all aware of it. And then the kind of metrics investors like you would look at life science startups should be different from what you look at other fintech and edtech and other kind of startups. I really request, in that sense, the runway required for life science startups is a little longer. I'm sure you understand that. And the kind of companies that we have are, I can tell you, from as a professional scientist, they are very good. But at the same time, as you know, some of them are not really, profiled or structured in a way that is more, but that may be more interesting. In that context, I really want you who have a lot of experience in looking at these startups from an investment point of view, we want your help. Whether you call it pro bono, paid, I don't care. but really we want this ecosystem. I feel very bad being in Hyderabad. I'm sure all of you are Hyderabadis in one way or the other. I feel very sad because there is so much of industry, biotech industry in this city, but somehow the ecosystem hasn't developed to support the life science startups in this city. And I can tell you the kind of institute, I think Hyderabad has next to most number of central institutes in the country. And we are the top 5 producers of science knowledge in the world, but we are around 40 in terms of innovation. That is very sad that just because the ecosystem has to still mature in many ways. This is why the only reason why I started this Atal Incubation Center 6 years ago, to make tech translation much more affordable for the startups. I know there are problems, but at the same time all of us are here to solve those problems. I request all of you to take a personal interest, not only in our AIC, but there are at least half a dozen incubation centers in life sciences in Hyderabad. I want you to look at all of them and see how much we can support. It's very, very important, and if you don't do it now, we'll be just delaying our success to that much. So I request all of you to look at that, and I thank each one of you again for being with us, spending 3-4 hours of your time and really encouraging all of us, and thank you from my heart. Thank you very much.
So thank you all, and no more talks and no more pitches, but independent pitches by some of the startups. They're waiting for you. Yeah.
Ask them to be here for.
Yeah, and please have dinner, and please spend more time with incubation team, startup team, and some at least another half a dozen of startups which did not pitch today, but they are here. Some are already in the kind of raising good funds. They're trying to interact with you. They are waiting for you, India partners and all others. So thank you so much. All the best and congratulations for the evening. Thanks.